Okay, guys, it's now 7:24, and I think that we must begin with our class for, well, this is actually the last day of the week, the last day of our units day. So therefore, we must finish our first unit. Remember, this unit, from according to Pearson, we only have 1 week per section, per topic, sort of say. So as you now know, I mentioned this yesterday, that this week was very short, and therefore we must work and we must stay on topic. Welcome, Maria Lopez. Welcome, Alison Lara. Welcome, Dolly Claros. And welcome, Andres Garcia. Welcome to our last day of this topic, which, as you may remember or recall, this is a negative unit because it's about somebody making a mistake. If I made a mistake, then I should know, people know that I made a mistake. If another person, for example, makes a mistake, we now know some phrases to let that person know what mistake he or she made. Let me share the screen, and I mentioned for this class we were supposed to analyze the activity from the first day of this course. I have all the grades, which I will let you know, but according to the last teacher, Miss Ruth, you guys worked on phrasal verbs. Now, I am projecting this example because this student specifically had all the correct answers, okay? If you, as a student, if you know that you made a mistake in a given sentence, please let me know why you made that mistake. Well, let me know what was the question, why you had the incorrect answer. Okay, so we want to clarify, we want to correct our problems, our mistakes today. I will now begin with this activity, which, as you can see on your screen, the correct answer appears in green. Okay, so I will give numbers to each of you. Well, not numbers, let me just call you by your name. Okay, so Alison Lara, I must ask first, is the presentation clear? Can you guys see clearly?
Yes.
Okay, Alison, please, number 1 with the correct answer, which is highlighted in green.
I came across my old college roommate in Morocco, Mali.
All right. So if you have a questions, just interrupt the meeting and ask the question. If you do not have a question, just let us continue, okay? But feel free to interrupt and ask your questions. Number 2, Dolly Claros, please, number 2.
Should I wait for her to come back or go?
Exactly. Yes, this is correct, Dolly. I will give an extra example for number 2. I think that we can apply this phrasal verb for a meeting in which the person who you have invited is late. So you ask that question to yourself. This question is for yourself, or perhaps another colleague who is waiting with you. Should I wait for her, or should I go? Should I wait for her to come back or go? Okay, thank you very much, Dolly. Now let's continue with Mariana Lopez, number 3.
Why don't you apply for the job advertising in Morocco announced?
Okay, thank you. Why don't you apply for the job advertised in Morocco announce? Okay, so to apply for is for a job specifically, okay? To apply for a job, to apply for a specific subject. Remember, if you have a question which each of the given sentences, just ask, okay? Feel free to ask, we can help. So now let's go with number 4. My car is. That'll be you, Andres. Can you continue?
My car is broken down, so I came by taxi.
Okay, so my car is broken down, so I came by taxi. I know that there's a difference between you students and the teacher because I am in Mexico and you guys are in Bolivia. We have an international, well-known business, which is, I do not know if it's the same in Bolivia, but let me know. So let's change ideas. Let's discover. Here in Mexico, we have a taxi business, an international taxi business, which is Uber. Uber. I would like to know if there's Uber in Bolivia or if there's a dominant taxi service. For example, as we all know, the Uber service is only served in the big cities in which there's no problem coming in as a business. In Mexico, we only have Uber service in the big city of Mexico City, but as an entire country, we do not have it. For example, I live in the coast of the Gulf of Mexico in a state named Veracruz. So here in Veracruz, Uber is unfamiliar to the people. Uber is not welcome, as a matter of fact. Uber is not welcome because we already have a taxi service. So I would like to know how is it are you guys having the same paradox in Bolivia? So I do not want to call by name. I just want to ask, and if you feel free, if you feel knowledgeable, if you feel competent to reply, remember there is no right or wrong answer. Okay, just let me know. Please share your ideas about Uber service in Bolivia. Volunteers? I just want to know, I would like to know about this international service called Uber. The Uber taxi service, okay? I've already explained about the situation in Mexico, that it only exists in big cities. So what's the deal in Bolivia? Welcome, Oscar. Welcome to the class. So let me ask you, Andres, how's the deal? How's the taxi business in Bolivia? Do you have Uber?
Yes, we have Uber here in Santa Cruz and I think La Paz too, but just these cities. And also we have InDriver. It's another app that is the same like it's like Uber.
Okay, thank you very much, Andres. But you mentioned only 2 cities. So I guess this is an international manner that Uber only exists in big cities, in cities where maybe the technological systems and we must say it, the infrastructure as well is advanced, because in little villages in states that are not well developed infrastructure wise, I'm talking infrastructure wise, Uber, I don't think Uber will exist. Let's recall that Uber, anyone can work at Uber. So it's about the demand, offer and demand, population. Okay, thank you very much, Andres. So now let's continue with I felt like. I hope you can see my cursor. So let's continue with Luciana Perez. Can you please continue?
Okay, I read.
Yes. The correct answer is in green. So we have blue, blue. So the correct answer is in the middle.
Okay, thanks. I feel like I let down my parents when I failed my exam.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, I noticed that the pronunciation with the verbs that end with ed, we are having some difficulties, but I will help you, okay, with this explanation. Um, in American English, for example, when you see a verb that ends with ed, the pronunciation will usually be in 2 phonetic endings. The ID, which will sound as followed, id, 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 and the other pronunciation will finish or would finish in with a T sound, t, t. For this example, would be failed, failed, ud, the ID sound. I will project a video so that you can come across with a better idea of what I'm trying to explain with the pronunciation of these verbs. But as a tip for all of you guys, usually when you see an ed sound, never read it as if it was in Spanish, filet, no, failed, okay? So never pronounce ed as in Spanish, okay? I will show you that video. Do not worry about it. So now let's continue with the following sentence. Let's see, we have Oscar. Can you please read the following? The following sentence.
Okay, he
Yes.
asked her. Yes, he asked her to marry him, but she turned it down. Him turned down.
Okay, here it is. He asked, that's the T sound, that's the verb that ends with a T sound. So it would be he asked, okay? He asked her to marry him, but she turned id, she turned him down. Okay. Thank you very much, Oscar. Let's continue. Remember, if you have a question, let me know. As the sentence that Oscar just read, the first word finished with a T sound, so that would be asked, and the last one would be turned, ed sound. Okay, good. Now let me see if I have to. Okay, so we are okay. Nobody has a question. Now let's go with Luciana Perez. Luciana Perez, you have this one, the room. The room. Can you read?
Okay. Okay. The room was too hot, so she turned the hosting.
The heating or
Okay.
heating.
Okay. The heating down.
Good. The heating is the air conditioner, okay? Or if you don't have an air conditioner, you may have the roofing system, okay? Now, he asked, that's the correct pronunciation. Asked is with the T sound. He asked her, well, here it is. The room was too hot, so she turned the heating down. Okay, turned. Do not pronounce turnet, no. Turned, okay? Good, thank you very much, Luciana. Now, Daniel Nunez, welcome, Daniel Nunez. Can you please read the following? When I lose, continue.
I lose my temper, it takes age to for me to calm down again.
Good. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. When I lose my temper, it takes ages. That means years for me to calm down again. Thank you very much. Okay. So we have that word ages. The planet. Now, next, the planet. Let's go with Luciana Perez. Luciana Perez, can you continue?
Okay. The planet could not take off because the tag.
Okay, because the fog,
Okay.
F-O-G, the fog. The O is pronounced phonetically as an A, so the pronunciation is fog, fog, okay? So when I repeat a word, make sure you try to repeat the pronunciation. Do not worry if the microphone is off. I prefer the microphone to be off, but when I pronounce 2 or 3 times, that means that you should also be pronouncing the same word at home. Okay, so the plane could not take off because the fog. Okay, so what was the problem? The fog. Does anybody has a question with the word fog? F-O-G. We usually have this weather aspect when it's cold and after it has rained. Okay, so fog. I'm pretty sure it's clear. If it's not clear, remember, feel free to ask, what is fog, teacher? What is fog? So therefore, nobody's asking. So let's continue with the next one, the following sentence, the following utterance. Let's go with Dolly. Dolly, can you please continue with this one?
Take off Your coat and white hair.
Thank you very much. Take off your coat and wait here, okay? So we are concentrating on grammatical aspects, because if in linguistics, if I were to think about what's the meaning of this utterance, it would not make sense. If you're going to wait in that specific place and that person asks you to take off your coat, well, why did you have your coat on in first place? Correct? So that's the context. That's the context, okay? But grammatically, it is correct. Well, let's continue with most of my children, okay? Most of my children. Let's see. Mariana Lopez.
Most of my children take after my husband, both in appearance and character.
Mariana Lopez, I saw the video in which Ms. Ruth mentioned this phrasal verb to take after. Can you give me an example or the meaning of to take after? What do you understand to take after?
It means that two persons have the same personality.
Okay, right, in context, okay? Now, do not, there's another phrasal verb that says to look after. So do not, try not to confuse them, okay? To look after, I'm pretty sure you remember, Maria Lopez, to look after somebody. Can you explain to me what does that mean, to look after? We are just differentiating take after and look after. So I'm asking you, Lopez, if you can tell me what is to look after. Lopez?
I don't know what it means,
Okay.
look after.
Okay, let me ask you a question and just answer yes or no. Have you looked after a family member? Yes or no?
No.
Okay, but you understand now, according to the given question that I asked, you now understand, or you recall, you now remember what look after means, correct? Look after. I looked after my nephew because his mom and his dad or his parents are not in the country. So if you looked after your cousin, that means that you are being responsible for your nephew, okay? To look after is to be responsible for somebody else, okay, Maria Lopez? Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you. Now let's continue. Here, let me just go up. There it is. Someone. Oscar, can you please help me?
Okay. Someone break into our house while we were gone and stole our TV.
Okay. Someone break into our house while we were gone and stole our TV. I believe that the break should be in past. So Oscar, can you turn that into past? Someone what?
Broke into.
Thank you very much, Oscar. Now let's continue. Remember, if you have a question, just interrupt and ask. I have to. Let's see. A volunteer, that'll be Luciana Perez. Can you please help me with I have to?
Okay. I have to put off our meeting until a later time.
Do you have a question with that one?
No.
Okay, thank you very much. There's another one, which is to put aside. Put aside. Here's an example. I have to put aside my negative thoughts so that I can continue with my studies. I have to put aside my distractions. So that's an extra one, okay? Let's continue with, let's see, the following volunteer would be, let me check here. We have Alison Lara, Daniel Nunez, and Andres for the last one. So Alison, can you continue, please?
We've run out of sugar. I'm going to the shops for some.
Okay, thank you very much. So let me repeat that. With, I believe we have to put the verb in past. So that'll be, we've ran out of sugar, sugar, sugar. I'm going to the shop. I'm going to the shops for some. I'm going to the shops for some, okay? So according to this one, she's not going only to one place. She's going to many shops for some. Oh my God, I believe that the sugar is going to be more expensive than the given time or the gasoline money worth, okay? So run, you have to change it into ran. We've ran out of, okay? To ran out of means that you no longer have that element. Thank you very much. He has. Let's go with Daniel Nunez. He has. He has. Remember, the pronunciation with H in English is like a J in Spanish. Ha, he, ho, hu. So continue, please.
He has he
Don't
has
worry.
put on a lot of weight since he gave up smoking.
Okay, so what was her problem before starting to lift weights? Daniel, what was the problem with her? What was her problem before lifting weights? What was the main problem?
Smoking?
Smoking, that's right. So she gave up smoking. To give up is to stop. And what was the positive reaction of that activity or hobby?
Positive?
Yes, something positive.
I don't know.
Well, here we have, he put on a lot of weight since he gave up smoking. All right, there's nothing positive. You are correct, Daniel. There's nothing positive, but it's all about context. If he was too skinny, for example, if he was too skinny and the problem was smoking, he stopped smoking and he gained. To put on is to gain. So what did he gain? He gained weight. So for some people to gain weight is positive, but for others to gain weight, body volume, body weight might be negative. So it's all about context. So these sentences are grammatically correct, but the sense, it's somehow weird, you know, because we do not have previous information to come up with a conclusion, whether is it positive, is it negative. So thank you very much, Daniel. Now, Andres, please.
I rang my cost out. Oh, sorry. Um, I put my cost on before we went out.
Thank you very much, Andres. If anybody else has a question, just let me know. Now, last one. Let's see. Let's see. We have a volunteer. That'll be, let's go with Luciana Perez. Luciana Perez, help us with the last one.
Okay. I can't put up with my night house noise any longer. It is driving me mad.
Okay, thank you very much. So I can't put up with my neighbor's noise any longer. It's driving me mad. This is the first time that I've heard driving me mad. The phrase is usually driving me crazy, okay? But remember, English is like a puzzle, it's like a game, it's like a puzzle. You can change, you can put words once you know the grammatical rule, okay? So it's driving me crazy is the same as it's driving me mad. Well, not the same, but you can change that word. So the neighbors, perhaps they are noisy, they have a loud music, so you cannot put up with that situation, okay? So I will ask this one. I will ask the following. To put up with, if you cannot put up with a situation, that means that you are what? That's another phrasal verb, by the way. So another way of saying this sentence, what's the other one? What's the other phrasal verb? I'm, or I am. Let me give you a hint, okay? It starts with the F. I am, or am. Anyone? A volunteer who knows the other phrasal verb that means the same as to put up with? I can't put up with. Okay. I am fed up. I am fed up. Whenever a person says that I am fed up with, it means that, well, in Spanish, I don't know how to say it. We should not think in a Spanish translation, but when you are fed up, let me give you an example. When you eat, that means you're feeding yourself, right? You're eating. Once you eat a lot and you become full, you can say, I'm fed up. Fed up is that you've eaten so much food that you are fed up. Okay, that's another way, that's a correct grammatical way to say it. But if you have if you put that in a phrasal verb and in that context, it would mean that you are fed up with a situation, you can no longer continue. Okay, so try to remember that phrasal verb, I am fed up with. You can apply that with your with whatever situation demands it. Okay, now let's go back to the Pearson. Let's go back to the Pearson platform. By the way, I've noticed that I have two more class students. That'll be two more classmates for you. I have to talk to you guys. I've already talked to Eric, but all I have to say is that remember that we are on this new level, which is the green one, upper intermediate, A12. All you have to do is log in with a password, which I've already given on WhatsApp, okay? So try to log in because there I can assign activities. With that being said, I promised that I would share a video about the ED pronunciation. I believe that by watching this video, some of your questions or your doubts will disappear, okay? I am a very visual person, so therefore I am going to share a YouTube video with you. So give me 10 seconds. Now, there's a question also. There's a question. I've noticed that we are having technical projects on the Zoom meeting process. And for some of you, the image, it's not very clear. So I am going to do two things. I am going to share the video's link in the Zoom Messenger, and I will also project the same video live. So if you think you, well, it's up to you, okay? So give me 10 seconds, and in those seconds, I will give you that link. So let me pause. That I want you to take some minutes to analyze, okay? This is very important. And these are the tips that will make you a fluent English speaker, okay? A fluent English speaker. So once you know the correct pronunciation of the verbs, I believe that you are going to feel comfortable speaking in English, okay? Right. Okay, 10 more seconds, 10 more seconds. Okay, here it is, the correct pronunciation of the ED sound. I will share the link in the Zoom message, okay, so that all of you can watch it clearly, okay, without a problem. Okay, let me send you the link. The link has been sent. Okay, guys, so please take a look at the video that I've sent on the Zoom message store. This is the video that should appear once you click on the link, okay? Let's take 6 minutes. So I'll see you in 6 minutes, okay? If you have a questions, reply on the message Zoom area.
Alright, so dice lo siguiente. Gracias, gracias, Fran, por estos fantásticos vídeos. Son muy prácticos y súper útiles. Me gustaría, si es posible, que nos dieras algún truco para pronunciar ed y t en el pasado de los verbos. Ok, gracias de nuevo. Estás haciendo a good job. Alright, good, hey, thank you. I appreciate it. Ok, thank you, Sarah. Ok. Now, Sarah es bueno para practicar la R, ¿ok? Sarah, ¿qué Sarah? Alright, anyways, so, las terminaciones de verbos en pasado. Esto es lo mismo, hay mucha teoría sobre esto. Bueno, mucha teoría, es simple, ¿vale? Que los verbos en pasado en inglés acaban todos en ed, pero tienen tres terminaciones, técnicamente tres sonidos distintos, unos que acaban en d, otros que acaban en t y otros que acaban en ed. ¿Qué ocurre? Que, bueno, pues según la teoría tradicional hay unas palabras, por ejemplo, play, jugar, played, que suena de porque, lógicamente, para competir con la Y, simplemente con una D ya vale, no hace falta hacer una T. Sin embargo, hay otras palabras, por ejemplo, walk, que es tan potente la K que hay que hacer una T, walked. Alright. Y luego hay otras palabras que no funciona la T ni la D, ¿vale? Por ejemplo, las que acaban en T, alright, por ejemplo, want. Pruebas una T, want no funciona y hay que hacer wanted. Que para colmo mucha gente en España en vez de decir wanted dice wanted. Interested, no interested, ¿ok? So, anyways, eso, hay una teoría, pues según el tipo de consonante en la que acaba, se acaba en vocal, se acaba en D. Total, es una movida, porque claro, si estás hablando y te tienes que parar a pensar y analizar por dónde vienen los tiros, es una historia. Otra vez, el cliente lo has perdido, ¿vale? Y encima, pues vaya follón esto del inglés. Nada. Lo que a mí me ha funcionado es siempre, fíjate, tener en la cabeza la letra T, ¿vale? Siempre la T. Que luego va a ser más suave o más fuerte, te va a salir solo, porque si tú dices walk, no te queda otra que decir walked, ¿vale? Porque walked no te sonaría muy raro. Sin embargo, play va a ser played, ¿ok? Las acabadas en Y o en vocal, ¿vale? O open, opened, ¿vale? O close en vocal, closed. No hace falta que hagas closed, ¿vale? Pero simplemente tú ten la T en la cabeza y te va a funcionar en el 95% de los casos, ¿vale? Today I walked, yesterday I walked. ¿Ok? Pero hay que marcarlo. El problema es que los españoles decimos lo mismo el presente que el pasado. Y eso sería, hoy ando, ayer andar. No, hay que marcarlo, ¿vale? Today I walked, yesterday I walked, ¿vale? If they play, yesterday I... será una D técnicamente, pero if they play, yesterday I played. Doesn't matter, ¿ok? Just mantén la T siempre en la cabeza, luego ya suavizarás cuando haga falta, o... en el peor de los casos, si no te funciona el truco, por ejemplo, con want. If they want, yesterday I wanted, pues wanted. pero nada de wanted, ¿eh? Que no me entere. Acuérdate, no es teaches, teaches, es lo mismo. No es glassy, sino glasses, alright. Además es que es una E, es un chollo. Lo mismo aquí, want es una E, wanted. Alright, ok. Interest, tú probarás y dirás, a ver, la T de Fran, a ver, interest, no. Interested, ya está, alright. Ok, venga, vamos a ponerlo en práctica, que es lo mejor que podemos hacer. Os voy a dar unos cuantos verbos y vosotros me decís en casa, ¿vale? Alright, I'll give you a couple of seconds and then we'll be all set. Estaremos ahí, ¿ok? So, jugar. Today I play, yesterday played, ¿ok? Today I opened, yesterday I opened. Good. Today I talked, yesterday I talked. Good. Yesterday I washed, yesterday I washed. Okay. If they help, yesterday I helped. ¿Ok? Ya veréis que os lo pongo en pantalla cuál va con T o cuál va con D, pero es igual, vosotros la T en la cabeza. Fijaros que tampoco vais a percibir mucho como yo lo hago y así es como yo lo proceso, ¿vale? Every I destroy, yesterday I destroyed, ¿vale? Suena una D, pero si dijeras destroyed, destroyed, ¿ok? Every I closed, yesterday I closed, opened, alright? Técnicamente estas son con D, pero la clave, mantén la T en tu cabeza, alright? Ya tú misma lo vas a suavizar, porque el nativo no está pensando se acaba en vocal, se acaba. No, directamente le sale porque, no, lo que he dicho, para competir con una vocal o con una N no hace falta hacer nada potente, ¿vale? Opened, ¿vale? Alright, sin embargo, walked. Pero al fin y al cabo, para ti, cuando no te funcione, sí que añades ed, ¿vale? Vamos a ver otro caso, por ejemplo, every day I want, yesterday I wanted, every day I start, yesterday I started. So, started, okay, come on baby, finish what you started, complete, stop, by Van Halen, alright, what, add, sumar, if they add, yesterday I add, no funciona, ni con T ni con nada, pues add it, alright, and hate, if they hate it, yes, I hate it, y en pasado, fíjate, hated it, sería hate it, so hated it, alright, ok, hate, pasado hated, y con el extra it, I hated it. Ahora fíjate lo mismo con decide, ok, decided, ok, con decided, ed, y lo decidí, I decided it. Alright, eso es lo que tienes que decidir, estudiar inglés, practice your English.
Okay, so I'm sure that most of you watched the video. You see, watched. We are in the process of learning, so I must mention that I also, as a teacher, as a learning student, as an ESL, English as a second language student, I also had problems with the ED sound when it comes to the verbs, okay? And one of the verbs that I remember the most was to watch. I watched. So when the teacher told me how to pronounce that specific verb, she just told me, hey, just go with the rhythm. It's like you're beating, like a rapid beating, okay? Like watched. You see how I'm playing with my lips, my tongue, okay? So this is language. Okay? And this is why you are learning a language. You're learning a language to share, to speak, to meet new people, to acquire more knowledge, and of course, to have a better future, all right? So now let's go back with our Pearson, which according to the calendar, today is the last day to perhaps go over the main idea of the unit's demands. But I've noticed I've noticed that this group has a great level of English, a great English level, and somebody just log in, welcome. And I'm sure that we are going to cope with the time situation, okay? To cope is to come up with a positive result. So I am sure that we as a group, we are going to cope with this situation. Now let's continue. I am logged in into Pearson. Let me just share my screen so that we can continue with yesterday's pronunciation section, okay? I've received your activities, I have them, and I would like to congratulate you all for taking the time, applying your previous knowledge and having a positive grade, a positive result, okay? So here we have a role play in the speaking section. We didn't look at this because I believe that this section, the teacher's intervention is very vital. Let me zoom in. Let me zoom in. Okay. Oscar, can you please tell me if it's clear or not? Is it clear or not?
No, all is black.
Okay, it's black. Let me stop and reshare, okay? Here, let me share my screen again. If you can see something.
Yes, the speaking role play one.
Thank you very much. Well, let's continue, Oscar. I'm trying to zoom in, but I'm pretty sure that you can see the given instructions. Start reading, please.
I can see clearly.
Okay, let me zoom. I also noticed that I have the zoom option to upgrade the vision, the visualization quality. So I will ask the administration if I have the power to enable that option, okay? Nevertheless, I've also know that, well, according to Zoom, if I enable that option, it will demand more wireless internet connection. So I don't know what to do in this situation. I do not know if this is going to affect you or only the one who's projecting, okay? Now, Oscar, is it clear now on your screen?
Not yet.
Okay. What about
but
somebody?
I can try.
Okay, Oscar, please.
Okay, this says Jackie is telling Frankly about her breakup with her boyfriend. James watched the video. This will be the model for the speaking exercise that follows.
Okay, so we have a problem. Somebody broke up with, well, in this case, Frankie broke up with James, okay? Frankie is the female, James is the man. Okay, so let's listen. And the main idea of this video is that the pronunciation I'm looking for is basically to repeat, okay? So let's pay attention and listen to the situation and the correct pronunciation. Remember, I am pretty sure that we will all will use this the following phrases or already have used them. Let's listen.
James just broke up with me.
What? How could he do that?
No, it's all my fault. I didn't spend enough time with him. I was too interested in my acting career.
Oh well, what's done is done.
I think I love him. I really blew it this time.
Take it easy. Don't be so hard on yourself.
Okay, so yesterday in our conversation section, we already studied these phrases. I blew it, it's my fault, or it's all my fault. Okay, now that was the first listening part. Let's replay the same video, the same audio, try to understand the main ideas and the words that you didn't get in first place. Try to pay more attention and see if you now understand the entire situation. Let's listen and watch.
James just broke up with me.
What? How could he do that?
No, it's all my fault. I didn't spend enough time with him. I was too interested in my acting career.
Oh well, what's done is done.
I think I love him. I really blew it this time.
Take it easy. Don't be so hard on yourself.
All right, so next we have, now Jackie is going to tell you about her broke up with her boyfriend, James. First, listen to Jackie and read the task. Then listen to the model conversation. Record your response using the model or your own words. If you need to start over, press record again. So what's the task? What's the activity for today? Is this. We are going to record ourselves. You can repeat the same statement. You can repeat the same sentence that the model gave. But remember, you can also respond or record in a different way. Okay, so this is the activity that we have to do in the following 10 to 15 minutes. So remember, you're going to record yourself. I will activate and send this activity on the Pearson platform, okay? So we have three. Let me just help you with the first one so that there are no questions, okay? So I'm going to listen first.
James
Okay, so
just
that's
broke
the
up with me.
phrase. James just broke up with me, okay? So this is the blame. Esta es la culpa. So she says, James, well, that's the blame. Blame James for breaking up with Jackie, okay? That's the situation. Now, let's listen to the second one. If you want to have a written statement, here it is beside it. That's the blaming someone else. It says, it gives the information so that you can understand the situation. So that's the model conversation. Let's listen to it.
James just broke up with me.
What?
Okay, so
How could
here
he
we
do
have
that?
two things. We have the female, and she's blaming, she's not blaming somebody, but she's making her friend know that something happened. Somebody made a mistake. James just broke up with me. Let's listen again.
James just broke up with me.
What? How could he do that?
James just broke up with me.
What?
Okay, so
How
we
could he
have
do that?
we have a situation, we have a negative situation, which is a broke up situation. Somebody broke up with somebody, but the friend said, how could he do that? How could he do that? You know, we all know that friends will always back us up. Our friends will always back us up. Okay, so in this situation, you have to reply. How would you reply? So you tell your friend, my boyfriend or my girlfriend just broke up with me. And your friend replies, how could he or how could she do that? Now give me a reason of that situation. Why did he or did she broke up with you? So I'm going to record myself. I'm going to record myself. I'm going to switch to student. Okay. So now I am a student, and this will enable the recording section. So now I can record, okay? So we have a situation.
James just broke up with me.
What?
All
How
right,
could
so
he do
now
that?
I am going to give a creative answer, a creative feedback of why somebody broke up with me. Remember, this is not a true statement. I am going to imagine this is not real. So I'm going to record myself why somebody broke up with me. Okay, le ponemos permitir. Additional browser, okay. Yes, she broke up with me because I was late for the 5th time in the week. Can you believe that? I know it is my mistake, but it wasn't my fault. It was the traffic's fault. I mean, I always try to be on time, but the traffic, I am fed up with the traffic. I am really fed up with the traffic. Pause. If you want to pause and think, you can do that so that you can continue, okay? So I've already given a response, and I put pause because I want to give a solution. So that's the activity, okay? To respond why you had that situation, what was your fault in first place, why, and then a solution. So here's my solution, okay? Remember, I put pause. So let me continue. But you know what? I've discovered something on my cell phone. This is the alarm section. This is the alarm system. I will update my alarms up to 30 minutes before I should be at that specific restaurant or cafe. So now I am going to be on time and my girlfriend will be late. What do you think about that, my dear friend? I click pause and then stop. And then I can listen to myself. So let's listen to what I recorded, okay? Browser, okay. Yes, she broke up with me because I was late for the 5th time in the week. Can you believe that? I know it is my mistake, but it wasn't my fault. It was the traffic's fault. I mean, I always try to be on time, but the traffic, I am fed up with the traffic. I am really fed up with the traffic. But you know what? I discovered something on my cell phone. This is the alarm section. This is the alarm system. I will update my alarm up to 30 minutes before I should be at that specific restaurant or cafe. So now I am going to be on time and my girlfriend will be late. What do you think about that, my dear friend? Okay, with that being said, I must ask, does anybody have a question for 2 and 3? This is up to you, and we have 30 minutes, okay? We have, well, let's make it 25 minutes because in the last 5 minutes, I will, well, you know what? Give me 5 minutes and answer the poll, answer the 5 questions of the poll. And once that is finished, you have to record 2 and 3. You have to answer this activity. You have up to 9:29 p.m. Okay? So it's, well, we have 30 minutes, so let's begin. So I'm going to share this activity and I'm going to share the polls, and that's all for today. This activity, try to be creative, play with the language. Do not be afraid, okay? You can try this again and again. You can try up to 8 times, okay? 8 times, that's the maximum amount, okay? So I will activate this activity and try to answer the poll question about how was the class, or how did the teacher use the materials in class, okay? So for the moment, let me pause the sharing activity. Oscar, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to pause the screen, and according to Zoom, the screen should not go to a black screen. Okay, so let me pause. 1, 2, 3. Pause. What do you see now? Oscar, do you see a black screen or do you see the same information?
I can see the same information.
What do you see now?
The 3 to recording. The 3 items to record.
Okay, is it black?
No, it isn't black.
But what do you see on your screen? It's recording, and what else? Is
only the same page.
Okay.
I can't see movement.
Good. So, but you can still see the sentences, okay? You can still see everything, right? Good. Well, let me resume. There's no problem about you seeing what I'm doing, okay? So here are my 8 students. Everybody has logged in into the course. So I am sending this activity so that you can take 20 minutes to record the correct answer, okay? Try to be creative. You have 30 minutes as of today. So today is Friday. And the due date, let's make it midnight, medianoche de hoy, okay? Next. Okay? Good. Unlimited attempts. How many attempts? Okay, so you only have one attempt. One attempt. Solamente tienen una oportunidad de recording yourself, okay? To record yourself. So let me assign, close. Let me open again. Okay? So now on your Pearson, on your personal Pearson, this should be enabled. I've already explained what to do. And all you have to do is give me 1 minute, okay? Give me 1 minute so that I can publish the poll. You answer the poll and you can, and the class is basically finished, okay? You can log off, but me as a teacher, I will stay here 25 more minutes to answer if anybody has a question, okay? So try to think, try to read according what's, okay? So try to come up with the correct answer. Remember, number 2 is a different situation, okay? Number 2, you have to comfort Jackie. And number 3, you have to comfort Jackie again, okay? So this deals with telling your friend that it wasn't her fault, etc., okay? To come up with ideas. So give me 1 minute, and for this minute, try to think, try to, if you have questions, try to come up with the questions, okay? So give me 1 minute. Okay, guys, I am back. It is now to ask the teacher if you had if you have any questions about the activity that we have to do in the following 20 minutes. Okay, remember that the teacher will be online. The Zoom meeting is not over, but you can take your time to try to answer this activity, try to be creative and enjoy the activity. Do not be nervous, okay? Try to use the phrases that I taught yesterday. Before you go, before you leave the class, we still have 20 minutes. I will launch a polling so that you can answer the following question, which you are familiarized with. ¿Qué tan preparada estuvo la clase? 5, muy preparada. 1 is the least one. So I will launch it. Please answer. Traten de contestar, por favor, en los siguientes 30 a 1 minuto. Y eso sería todo. Yo sigo en línea. I am online to answer any questions, okay? So with that being said, thank you very much for being present today. I will see you on Monday with a new topic, okay? Thank you very much. Have a great weekend. I will be online still.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, teacher.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Contesten la pregunta que le puse ahorita, que debe de aparecer en su pantalla. La encuesta, se le llama encuesta. Por favor, traten de contestarla. Y después traten de darme la número 2 y la número 3. Tienen hasta las 9, hasta la medianoche del día de hoy. 11:59. Me faltan 2 estudiantes que me contesten. Oscar, si puedes contestar la encuesta, si estás grabando, voy a dejarlo unos minutos más.
Ya lo siento, ya he contestado.
Gracias. Oscar, ¿sigues en línea? ¿Me escuchas? Can you hear me, Oscar?
Yes, I am here.
Did you answer the poll, la encuesta?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Do you have a question with the activity?
No.
Okay,
it's
so
clear.
you're working on it. Okay, thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you.
Teacher, sorry, I have a question. For today, we have to do speaking.
Okay, hello, how are you? So this is Luciana Perez.
Yes.
Luciana Perez, speaking, no, the conversation or speaking skill was yesterday, but continuing with that, I am applying this activity with which I explained, and you only have to answer the number 2 and number 3. Is that your question?
Okay, and sorry, we have to do speaking role play 1 and role play 2, or no?
Yesterday, I activated those activities. For example, let me show you. Well, one question for you, okay? Okay, let me share again. One question for you. Did you answer the poll question before you left?
Sorry?
Did you answer the poll question? ¿Contestaste la encuesta antes de irte?
Yes.
Ah, okay, thank you. La pregunta que me haces, the question that you asked me is, only speaking role play 1. That's the one that I sent or activated.
Okay.
¿Sí aparece aquí en tu pantalla? Sí.
Sí. O sea, eso es para hoy.
Okay. Yes.
Solo el primero, ¿verdad?
Sí, el que dice speaking role play, usualmente cuando yo, whenever I activate or send an activity that you must do, it should appear somewhere on your notifications. The other one is just to take a look at it or to practice the speaking role play too. That's only to practice, but that's not for grading, that's not activated.
Okay, okay, thanks, teacher.
Thank you. Have a great weekend.
You too. Bye, teacher.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Good night, mister.
Good night. See you. Bye-bye.